Here they come.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. We are so blessed to be a part of this group, to have this book available to us, to have the intellect to apply all these principles, not only to ourselves, to our friends and our family, and our pets, and our plants, and even wild animals. So we're today discussing an exciting chapter, chapter 12, and there's a photo in there with Dr. Naram and a Bengal tiger. So as I'm seeing everyone, Sivan, hello, and Patrick and Cicilline and Sonia, Helene, Carol, Harleen, Elio, Gil, Afsana. Okay, I have a confession and an announcement. So Afsana and I had a little competition. It wasn't even on purpose. It wasn't even stated, but it was like, who was going to get to meet Dr. Clint first? And I not only got to meet him first, but then I got to meet him a second time and a third time. And I was starting to be a little embarrassed, like, poor Afsana, like I didn't mean to be rubbing it in, that I got to meet him and then 2 and 3. But Afsana got to meet Dr. Clint, so it's no competition anymore, and she's so happy. So we're both happy because we got to meet him. And they had a wonderful, wonderful service for our Denny in England. And Dr. Clint went, and he got to meet with much of our group that is in England, and he attended this beautiful service. And we got to see it live stream, and we got to sing Sound of Music, in our homes, but with them. And so I invite not only maybe someone who was at that service to share, or if anyone would like to share what inspired you to read the book, to apply the principles. Is there something in your life, someone that you care about, that inspired you to persist in trying to understand this India philosophy? Now, I know it may be confusing. I'm in Pennsylvania and I was just in India, but right now I look like I'm in India. I have a bindi and I'm dressed in white. I participated in a yagya all weekend. And we just finished one today to Bagla Murti. Sorry, I'm not so great with the Indian names, but it's the goddess of, like, of justice, and like if there's legal issues or things in your life negative, to her, but not in a negative way. You just offer it without any animosity. And animals kind of teach us that, that unconditional love. I know me, I try to offer unconditional love, and sometimes I don't offer it, and then I think about it, and then I offer it, But the animals, they just plain offer it. They don't have to do this cerebral, did I or didn't I thing. So please, I welcome you. Please, someone share with us. Oh, I see Peggy Coleman Taylor. Hello from Colorado. And this is so wonderful to see from this aspect of the screen. And actually, one surprise before we share, someone is here that I met from Ancient Secrets who showed up here in Pennsylvania, and I get to see her. This is Arlene. So you guys, we're together on the Yagya.
I just want to say Anne saved my life with mung bean soup.
She came, she was pale, and she was very sick, feeling very sick. I gave her immune paste, and then she was like hungry, but not wanting to eat. And then I made mung bean soup, and then look at her. She wouldn't be able to tell she was sick. So the mung bean soup is magic. It's not our imagination. It's not a placebo.
Amazing. I love you.
If anyone would like to share either about the service or something that inspired you, please raise your cyber hand, or even your hand.
And Jill is on the call. We would love to hear from Jill.
Oh, I saw her for a moment and then she went away on my screen.
I'm here.
Yay!
Hello.
Neil, will you share with us a bit of that beautiful service?
Of course. Well, first of all, I felt the love from everybody, which was wonderful. And I see a certain person's just popped up here who I have to say a huge thank you. He was very magical in the service, Savan, so thank you. It was just an incredible day. I have to be honest, I think I was in a fog most of the day. In fact, I've been texting people saying, I'm sorry afterwards, I don't think I came and spoke to you, because I might have done, but I don't remember. It was a beautiful service. We really wanted to celebrate her. And we wanted it to do it our way, not a traditional way. So, and I'm hoping people were able to watch it. If you haven't, we will be having in a few days' time the recording, so we can, just get in touch if you haven't seen it, just get in touch. But it really was a beautiful day, and what really made my heart sing was having so many people from the Ancient Secrets there, and of course especially Dr. Clint, which was magical. I knew he was coming, but I didn't see him arrive, and my daughter was going, Mum, come out, there's someone to see you. So I had one of his traditional big hugs, which was lovely. In fact, I had several big hugs, which, yeah, it was beautiful. Everyone just seemed to work well together, and it rained a bit afterwards, but I think everybody seemed to be okay about that. So I don't know if anybody else wants to ask me anything. I can't think else what to say, really.
People want to know, how can they look at the Zoom now? Can we share?
You can't for a few days, because the recording will come through to me. Or if you've already had the link, if you keep on checking, it will say, oh, you can look at it now, or in a few days time you'll be able to watch it. So if you've already got the link, then you need to get in touch with me, unless it's not working. But it will come up and say either it's not ready yet, or or it is.
Yeah.
So.
And Jill, I have been sending out the email that you have sent to me. I've had several people ask me, and I've sent it, and they've been able to watch it. So
brilliant. Well, I'd like to watch it because it was a bit of a haze, really. Yes, the poem that I felt we all said was brilliant, and I'd kind of read through it a few times, and every time I read through it, there was a certain part in it that just floored me. It just really upset me, and lo and behold, there was no difference on the day. So I think a couple of people were going to come up and help me read it, but I managed to carry on. So, but it was fun, and it was very Den. Everything we said was very Denny.
Poem was phenomenal. And then I love Savan at the very end, when people were leaving, and it was kind of quiet. And then you hear, we love you and we're with you. And it was like all of us on these calls were there in that moment. It was so wonderful to hear his voice and to hear that wonderful, soothing saying. Yeah. That's gotten us, to live this last year joyfully versus in fear. This I love you and I'm with you, when we're together, it just makes us, unstoppable and fearless. And it was just so perfect. Please look for it. And it's not a Zoom, it's a live stream. But listen in the end. When it gets real quiet and you think it's over, it's not quite over yet. Savan gives a beautiful message from us.
He did at the very beginning as well, before we came in, when they brought the hearse up and everybody was stood. He actually came round to the front of the hearse and was chanting a mantra, and everybody just stopped. And even now my hair stand on end. It was so perfect. No one asked him to. He just knew he had to, and it was gorgeous. Really, really appreciative.
So we give Savan some love.
Yeah.
Let's give Savan some love.
And he
Thank
even
you for
came
representing.
He even came in and made some tea, which we've only just finished, Savannah. I think you have to come back, make some more.
No worries, Jill, anytime. And to be honest, Jill does not do it justice. Dr. Clint was there, me and Afsana were talking, and we're like, why don't we just do the detox tea? Funnily enough, I went down to Jill and I said, look, Jill, is it okay if we make some tea? Can we have these ingredients? And she said, why not? And, the whole intention was detox tea. However, it turned out to be Indian masala tea that we ended up making, and the first batch, I think served about 13 different people. It was only meant to be for 4 people, but obviously love came in. We served about 13 people. And then towards the end, Jill said, Saman, do you mind making some more? And I said, fine. And every so often I kept saying that, I'm going to go home. And I was going to say my goodbyes. Dr. Clint and I think myself and a couple of others, we stayed right till the very end. And what we did, we also did a circle of appreciation, which basically brought everything in together. And we discussed what we felt the most favorite part of the service was. And I think not only for the whole family, it was good because, the service was beautiful itself, but just being in the presence of all these wonderful people, and to be able to serve and to give without feeling that I'm an outsider was truly wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you, Anne, for the next part of the service, or if anybody else wants to share.
I think I hope you all love the singing, especially the one of my favorites, which is the Celtic prayer, which I didn't think we'd be able to fit it in, and we did. It's my favorite one.
Yes, Jill, very, very, it was wonderful. Everybody singing together. I love it. It fulfilled the heart.
Yeah.
It's like all the hearts together, moving energy.
Yeah.
Towards Dennis, in some way.
Everyone was singing thank you for the music as well, I think.
Yeah.
In the, just if anyone didn't have the link, the other thing that I did, I included the order of service. So some of the writings and some of the are on the order of service. So if you didn't receive it and you'd like it, and maybe you don't want to watch the recording of the live stream, but I have got the order of service if you would like it.
Talking about the service, Jill, let me just do one thing which I think will benefit everybody. Just bear with me 1 second. And this is something that is going to bring healing peace to everybody. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Thank you, everybody. Bless you.
Thank you. If I could just say one last thing, and that is so many of you have sent comments and love and emailed or messaged, and apologies if I haven't replied to you, or I really thank you now. So I hope you'll excuse me not replying to everybody, but thank you.
Jill, I'm still waiting for you in Chessington. My apologies for this. I have oil on my hair.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
this certain person I am going to visit her, but she kept on following me all the way around in the garden. And now you're going to come and visit me. And I will email you every day.
And I am, aren't I?
I will, I promise.
I just want to say one thing about the service, apart from what Jill said so beautifully and so on. It was the love of all their family. It felt as if I knew them like since a long time ago. And in the service, something funny happened because Danny's son looks so much like her. And he's really very, very tall. So at the end, I went to him and I said, my God, you look so much like Danny. And he looked at me down and I was looking up like this. He's very, very tall. And I think Dr. Clint took a picture of me talking with him because the height difference was so much. And he said, well, funny enough, I am related to her. I'm her son. But Jill's daughters, oh my God, they are gorgeous. And I was talking to them and I said, please bring your mom to me. And they were lovely. And I don't even know their names, but they were talking to me and they were like holding my hands and so loving. It's just it surprises me how loving these people are. You know, I didn't know them before. I'd never seen them. They'd never seen me. They didn't know who I was. And her younger daughter, I think Jill's younger daughter, she said, oh, that would be such a brilliant idea. Yes, I think that would be really good. Just keep on at it. Keep telling her. Keep reminding her. And the love that everybody had. And Denny's daughter's, or Denny's son-in-law, I don't know his name.
Mark.
He literally, I was asking him something like about something, and he suddenly lifted me up and he was turning me around in the garden. My legs hanging up. It was, I cannot tell you the love that I felt there. And I really felt the presence of Denny.
Yeah.
I actually went into Jill's house with her permission and I said, oh, Jill, is this where Denny sat? And she said, yes. And I could, it was a very sad moment for me when I saw that chair and I just suddenly really missed her. But it was joyful. It was lots of tears, but lots of laughter, wasn't it, Jill?
Yeah.
Lots of joy.
Yeah.
Just as Denny was, a lot of love and a lot of joy. Thank you.
And I miss her too, very much.
Did I see that Esther had her hand raised?
Yes. Yay. Thank you. I just feel so moved to comment because this was my first experience attending a life celebration memorial virtually. And I shed so many tears. I was so moved. And I didn't expect that. And it didn't feel like it was just unexpressed grief from other experiences, but I felt the presence of Denny and I felt connected through my heart with those of you that were there and her family. And to learn, for instance, I didn't know from our experience here online that Denny loved music. And so it was like another level of appreciating this amazing being that I wouldn't have known and that I felt kinship with because that's true for me. It was just, it affected my whole day. I shared so many people about it because it was so inspiring. And I can feel Denny's presence. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Jill, I can't even imagine the experience, the gift that you had in being so, you know, close and intimate and loving with her on that regular basis. And I just send you so much love and thank you so much. I don't think anybody could hope for a dearer friend in this life.
Yeah.
than you.
Oh.
And he in both ways, but to you is what I'm, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we take the opportunity to give Gil a lot of love?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
there you are.
Thank you.
There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing Denny with us.
Oh, it's been beautiful that Denny could actually share and be part of all this. You know, it's no coincidence at all that the way it all happened, that we ended up, you know, being part of these calls and part of the 100-day course. It was meant to be very much. And the fact that, you know, a book is happening, something we've been trying to do for years. And I had no idea what it involved. That's obviously why it never happened. Yeah, it's magical, totally magical. And I thank you.
I think now is a perfect moment to mention that Denny, as many of us have known for a while, was an orphan. And Dr. Clint announced during or after the service, I believe, that he is changing the name of the Ancient Secrets Foundation, which he is a trustee of, to be named Denny Dakin Orphan Love Fund. And so we are now honoring Denny and her past, as well as her love that she has become, to have this as the title and the namesake for Denny. So that will be beautiful.
Yeah.
And Jill, you also mentioned about Denny's book. And Denny's book is entitled Love is the Only Truth. She embodied love. Everybody who was around her felt this power of love that Denny was so just held so deeply within her, as an essence, not as a thing to do, but as a pureness of who she was. And so her book is being pre-sold to assist with her final costs, as well as to donate to the fund. And so we will put the link for her book in the chat, so that if you would like to pre-purchase her book before it is published, it will be available and you can do that. Okay, bless you all. And I see that one of our guests is on, Anne, so we should move on to drop into our heart here, and then start our chapter arrangements. And oh my gosh, thank you so much, Jill. We love you and we bless you so much. And we are so with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anne?
I'm sorry. One of our another one of our Ancient Secrets walked through the room, and she's on save a duty right now, so she couldn't wave and say hi. Did you ask me a question? Or we're introducing the song? Are we going into our heart?
Yes, let's
okay.
drop into our heart now, dear.
So the song that I picked, it made me think of, like, imagine you have a rescue pet, you know, and you didn't know what to expect from it. And then you found out, like, you're starting to bond with it, and it sleeps next to you and it follows you. And, like, well, when you hear the words to the song, you'll see why. Maybe you can think of somebody that you love, or a pet that you have, but that's why I picked this song to go into our heart. It reminded me of a beloved that you might want to sing to.
And I just have Krushna is on the call, and we know that he's very limited with his time. So if we could change that and have Krushna speak first, and then we do the song.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Krushna, would you like then to come and speak to us?
Oh, Cornelia, thank you. Namaskar, namaskar. Oh dear, all of you, namaskar, 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 from my heart to your heart. Now, first of all, today is really exciting. Just the fact that we're speaking about how these ancient secrets can heal animals. It's not just like, it doesn't just show that, oh, ancient secrets healing animals. but it shows how deeply all life in the entire universe is connected, how we're all connected, and how these ancient secrets work at a deeper principle, at a deeper level, where life is connected. So just to acknowledge this connection between every living being, I invite you to do one incredible exercise. You can do this every day with all those you love, and you can start seeing that you're feeling more connected. You're feeling an exchange of some sacred energy, and then suddenly an upliftment comes. So if you can quickly, I'm going to do this gallery view. Yeah, this is something new I learned. So if you could raise your hand or go like this. Yeah, raise your, yeah, that's good. That's good. Go like this. And let's give love to each and every one of us. I love you and I'm with you. I feel it. I love you and I'm with you. Now, this is the activity. This is the experiment. Papa believed in experiments. So the principle, this is the principle that all life is connected in a deeper level. And so communication is based on this connection. Language is just a method. There are different methods. Language is a method. Then giving something like a gift is a method. Saying something, spending time, there are different methods. But basically we are connected. So let's awaken this principle of connection, the secret of connection within us. Then I will share with you one story, which I believe to a big extent, I'm here because of that. My mom and dad are alive despite being surrounded by 23 crocodiles because of this principle in this story. They were surrounded by lions, by leopards, and by crocodiles, and they survived. Nothing happened. I was panicked. I was crying. I did not know this principle of connection, of how we're all deeply related, but we're deeply one. How do we experience that oneness? So let's do this. I believe that all of us are from different parts of the world, right? Germany, Russia, USA, Canada, but then countries are just in an imagination. So now let's go to this principle. Let's go deeper. So imagine that we're around the world. So let's go ahead, imagine that with one hand, you're holding the hand of someone who's around and just holding their hand. And with the other hand, you're holding the other person's hand. And let's make a web of holding hands and feeling connected to each other. And let's make a web and feel that we're like a circuitry, a live circuitry going around the earth, hugging the earth and creating, I don't know if you've seen Men in Black, but there's this device which is supposed to be installed in the outer space, and suddenly it protects the earth from anything bad that's going to happen. So let's go ahead, go like this. And just for a moment, close your eyes, feel that the other person's hands are in your hands and you're exchanging energy. You're feeling connected. You're feeling like you're all in the same field. You are all in the same plane, and you are all connected by the principle of all life originating from the same place and all life meaning the same. That is love. So take a deep breath in and breathe out, feeling that love surrounds the world. Moment you breathe out, love surrounds the world. So take 3 deep breaths like this. In and exhale. In and exhale. In and exhale. Now, make a white frame on top of your right eyes and keep holding the hands. Yes, very good, very good. Hold the hand. Feel like you are connected. We are all together in this. And create 2 intentions. One, something that you really want, that you want. Now, wants can be different. Want can be, I want to give $100 to 500 people so that they can fund their education in a better way. I want to have a better house so I can have my family live a better life. Wants can be anything. So create that. And the second intention is, I want to support at least 1% of my energy. That 1% should to be dedicated to all the others who are on this call, and all the people who are loved by everyone on this call. Let's make a ripple effect. Let's make a chain of giving. So two intentions. One, my intention be successful, whatever it is. And second, all the ones who are connected with us, their intention to gain power and gain support. Now take 3 deep breaths. 1, inhale, exhale. 2, inhale, exhale. 3, inhale. Now exhale. And slowly at the count of 6 to 0, you will open your eyes. And when you do, you will feel more blissful, more joyful, more connected. You will feel you have tapped in a source of infinite power and that anything is possible. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Congratulations. You can open your eyes to a new world. I love you. I think we all deserve a big round of applause. Yes, let's do it. Oh, you're so wonderful. Amazing. So, yes, that's right. You will be more blissful, joyful, connected, and feel like anything's possible. Now, having said this, can you just educate me on Cornelia? Can you tell me how long do I have? What's the time limit? What is it?
I was told you don't have much time, but take as much time as you want and as long time you want to share with us.
Okay, I will share this story from my heart because this story is something that has a secret in it. It has a secret of deeper healing. It has a secret, a basic principle through which all of us originate. It's as ancient as the beginning of the Big Bang or whatever you say. And I strongly believe it works through us if we realize or we don't. The principle is that it's a Sanskrit shlok. So I don't know if you understand Sanskrit, but if you're okay listening to this one tiny verse, it may make you feel more encouraged. If you like, I can share it with you. Okay, good. You look so happy and enthusiastic. So I'm going to share this with you. This changed my life when I realized this. So the verse goes, Sarvada Sarva Bhavanam Samanyam Vruddhi Karanam Hrasa Hetur Visheshascha Pravrutti Rubhayasya Tu. The meaning is that whatever is similar, it causes an increase. So when you use it, the secret is basically that when you want something and you think of it, think of what you want or think of where you want to be, slowly that thing comes closer to you and you also move closer to that. And more intensely you think, more intensity comes close to you, more intensely it comes close to you until you don't even know but you're one. So think of like a stream of your awareness. And when you think of a new possibility, that stream slowly moves into that reality. And we're constantly moving from a different world to the other world, which we create. And what's beautiful is that you've created this world, which has allowed this call to happen in amongst all of us. That's the great thing. Now, the principle also says that things you don't like, think of the opposite of it, or think of something that would lead you to where you want to go. Rasa hetu, which means opposites, they cancel out. I was very young. I was in 3rd grade and I didn't even know Sanskrit. I barely could speak to strangers apart from me. And I had a bad cold. I couldn't speak, I was bedridden, lot of fever, headache, and runny nose, and annoyed completely. And mom said, Krishna, what is fever? What is cold? What is mucus? So I said, Mom, I don't know. It's just annoying, no? So mom says, no, Krishna, understand the principle. What is mucus? Mucus is moist, sticky, makes you feel lazy, makes you feel tired, dull. I said, okay, yeah, it does. So what do you do to get rid of it? I said, I stopped feeling tired and dull. But how do you stop feeling tired and dull? So then mom explained that you use the qualities which are opposite to that. So mom said that what is pepper? Pepper is sharp, it's spicy, it's hot. And what is mucus? It's dull, it's making you lie down, not get out of your bed. So what do you need? You need a little bit pepper. Okay, good. What is turmeric? Turmeric is dry, so have a lot of turmeric. What is different herbs? And then she said, okay, what is opposite of what you don't like? Have that. Now comes the secret. So the second secret is Dvayashrayanam Vyadhinam Trividha Hetu Sangraha, which means there are 2 places where a disease will come. One is in your mind and the other is in your body. Now, since 1995, there's one study, interesting study, which said it's called psychoneuroimmunology. It says that people who would think good thoughts would have stronger bodies, lesser diseases. People would think bad thoughts will have more diseases. So the secret is, the question is that, is this all connected somewhere? Is this all leading to one thing that came in these scriptures? One thing that Baba Ramdas spoke about, lived his life by, one thing that Dr. Naram lived his life by, that allowed him to even heal animals with a different anatomy, different physiology, still heal the animals. What was the secret? And what can we do in our lives with our pets, with the family members, with the 4-legged family members we love? How can we help them? How can we help other animals suffering? So body and mind. Then Dvayashrayanam Vyadhinam Trividha Hetu Sangra. So disease of the mind would affect the body, and disease of the body would affect the mind. But first comes mind. Now came the interesting part. I was just 6 years old when mom and dad took me to Bangkok. And in Bangkok, we went to this big, how do we say, like a zoo, where many animals were there. But they looked happier than a normal zoo, because I have been to zoos and I feel like they're captivated. So this was a bigger space. So I could see they were all moving around. But there was one place where it was a big pond and a massive place, and around 26 crocodiles in that entire lake. Now they did a big show over there where this man puts his hand in the crocodile's mouth, head in the mouth, and then starts counting his fingers as if something's missing. I thought, okay, this is obvious. It's not missing. He pulled it out very quickly. Then he says, he invites people on stage. So he says, come. Anybody who wants to come take pictures. And mom and dad stand up. Now I am sitting alone as a 6-year child. I'm thinking, what, is my mom and dad crazy? They go over there. I'm crying like crazy. I'm in tears, sobbing, feeling alone, feeling afraid, feeling despair, feeling left out, thrown away, and totally unsupported. Seeing my mom and dad for the first time, I'm in one place where there are hundreds of people around me, and mom and dad are more than 300 feet away. And now I'm more alone than ever. So they're taking pictures with this crocodile. Then dad goes, sees the pulse of the crocodile. He does some murmur on the crocodile. And I'm just not able to grasp that what is happening. Why does dad want to do all these experiments? What does he think of himself as? And then he explains to mom does the murmurs. They both together do these things. Then this man says, what are you doing? So Papa explains, and Papa says, this crocodile is having some constipation. and the other ones are agitated because they're having this fight. So these two are, he's not able to understand. So the head trainer just walks by and he just eavesdrop. That's what it is, eavesdrop. And he says, "What? How do you know this? What are you saying?" That is true. They are having some irritation in the last sometime. They're having fights. And then that proceeded in a different direction. Then they actually asked, "What do we do then?" So later on, they walk and all the crowd is cleared by then. And I'm sitting here, this 6-year-old child, maybe lost half his weight because of tears. Half the water content of the body was gone because of tears. And I might have been like skin and bones in just half an hour's time. I don't know. And mom and dad says, "Do the marma, try to calm me down. Say, I love you, I love you." This is a marma for "I love you" on the right earlobe 6 times. And calm down. So I relax and then say, "What happened? The crocodile, why are you crying? Nothing will happen to you." "No, why are you crying? Nothing has happened to us. How can the crocodile damage us?" I said, "But what about me? What if it damaged you? Where would I go?" And mom and dad are surprised. What? He has this level of awareness of himself? And I don't know what I'm just thinking. Nothing happened. So after 4 years, another experience came where dad comes with pictures with lions and tigers and leopards. And I'm thinking, "Papa, why do you have to do this? Why do you have to risk your life and be with these wild animals? What if just one bite and they grab your fingers? You cannot see pulse anymore. What if one bite they grab over here, your neck breaks? Papa, why do you have to put me through this torture? If you want to do something to yourself, but why you want to put me through this torture?" I could never understand. I never understood this principle until a couple of years back. I never got it. So there are these marmas and there are these mantras which you do, and it establishes a connection. It establishes a beyond species connection, and it creates a bond which goes for lifelong sometimes. When did I understand this? When I became extremely possessive for my mother. And this was after seeing a photo of my mom with a leopard before my birth. So I say, "Mom, this just comes up. Are you both crazy? First the crocodile, now the leopards and the Bengal tigers and these lions. And are you crazy? What is this leopard doing here now in this photo? And you look extremely young, so it's definitely before me. What? Did you not want me to be born? What? I don't understand. What are you doing?" So mom goes on to explain that Krishna, your name has come because of this leopard. So I wonder now. I thought it was because of a god and I was feeling happy about myself. But it's because of a leopard? Interesting. Let's find out. What is it? So the leopard is actually, his name was Krishna. They kept his name Krishna and he was rescued. So his mother was killed by these poachers for skin or different parts. And this cub was found, but it was malnourished and it didn't have a good digestive system. So the milk they gave, it didn't nourish the child. Now, at that time, Papa used to visit the national park. There's in Mumbai, if you see the map, there's a big forest. So that's where Papa used to visit regularly. His master said that you have to be with animals because they teach you a language which is beyond words. And if you can heal animals, then even person in coma will understand you. And coma is what? About communication, but on a different level. They cannot communicate, so we feel they are dead, near dead. But even that is communication. So communicate with these. They have a feeling. They feel. They are beyond the 5 senses. How the snake knows, or the ants know that a storm is coming, or an eagle knows. How they know? Even machines cannot detect a earthquake, no? And animals can. So they feel. So Dr. Naram learned to communicate with them. So he kept it a practice that he will go and do seva, selfless seva, in these places. So this national park, there are more than 50 leopards, lions, tigers, roaming even free. He would go and see their pulse, help them. Again, I never knew this. When I knew this, I said, "Papa, why you are doing this? Don't you care for me?" I'm just stuck in that cycle. I'm not getting the big picture. But then I saw this picture, and then mom says that they could not, so they gave us the leopard to take care of. I say, "What? First of all, they should keep the leopard. Why they gave you the leopard before my birth?" Is the leopard your child? I am your child. After that, so the principle was Agni, that when Agni, the digestive fire, is gone, then you have to give certain things to increase the Agni, then even rocks will be digested. There's a reference that says, if you have a good Agni, then even rocks will be digested. So do you like Sanskrit, me saying Sanskrit verses? Then I can share this one more thing with you. It's, the verse is, Rogaha sarve api mandagne. Roga means a disease, any disease of body, mind, emotions. Sarve api means everything. All the kind of diseases are happening because of a low Agni. So when you work on your Agni, you'd be free from diseases instantly. So this leopard did not have a problem of malnourishment. This leopard has a problem of Agni. So mom and dad gave him Agni, different things, and started growing. Once it became so big that now we cannot take care in the house. So mom explains to me, we could not take care. Mom, I know you could not take care. You're not supposed to keep a leopard in the house. I'm still not getting it, you know. So mom says, okay, yes, but then we let it go back in the wilderness and it survived. We were getting signs of its, they put some tagging things so to make sure it survives and all. Now came the breakthrough part. So after this, Papa said, Krishna, now you are big enough. So I want to give you an experiment, experience. And I was not afraid by that time of any animals. In fact, I was feeling close to them. When I would go, I would be happy. They would be happy. It was a different kind of a communication, but still the principle should be active in the mind, should be active in awareness. So then he said, Krishna, look how everything originates from one single source. And everything originates from one single source is a theory, but how do you prove it? So he gave me an experiment to do with one friend of mine. So we had many dogs at home, Labradors. And Labradors are very loving, but this friend of mine used to be afraid. Moment they would come, he would start screaming. He would lick this, my dog would lick that leg and he would jump in the sky. Even in the sports class in the school, he would not jump so high. He would jump more high than that. So we would joke that I will not say his name, but we would say, as an example, I'll say, Nitin, we should have a dog behind, you know, then you will perform better you will bring medals for our school. We used to joke like this. So he said, look, your friend is afraid, no? Go and do this murmur to him like this on his right and index finger. And then you tell him that, visualize that you and dogs are having a very good bond. Dogs love you and you love dogs. So visualize that, and you play with the dog in front of him. So we did that like this, 6 times repeatedly. He was not understanding what's happening. Then Papa said that this is a mantra. So this is a very special mantra. It's an ancient mantra, and it brings a communication where when no one is there, when there's a lack of communication, when there's no language which you can communicate to a different species, this will bridge the gap and this will create a heart-to-heart connection. You can do it with your dog, your lizard, your bird, your cats. You can do it with any animals because they feel this. We did this we were in Chicago in one aquarium, and I was screaming that I want to see dolphins. But there were no dolphins coming out of that, the aquarium. So Papa said, okay, do this experiment. So that time he taught me the finger thing, murmur you have to do. And then he told the mantra. So I will share both of them together with you. You don't have to wait for 13 years like I had to wait. I'm discounting the time for you now. So go ahead, go like this and make your nails touch each other. After that, you make the nails rub like this. So there's a sound that will come, very micro sound, tiny sound, like you can hear in your ears. Yes. Others cannot hear, but it's okay. This is a more game of vibration. You have to go in the vibrations. Then when you see any animals, they're aggressive, they are not in their being, not calm, not happy, they're defensive. They are not malevolent. they are always trying to be defensive because they feel we are attacking. So when you do this, it creates this small sound, small vibrations. It will go inside and calm them down. It will communicate. It will open a bridge of communication. After that, you say this mantra. I will also type it. This mantra is Om Shom Namaha. Om Shom Namaha. So let me type this now, yeah? Om Shom Namaha. Om Shom Namaha. So keep doing this. Om Shom Namaha. Om Shom Namaha. You can say inside your mind, you can say outside. Slowly you will start seeing the animal, the being, the different species. They start opening up. Now this true experience, it is amazing experience. So my friend, I tell him, say this mantra, Om Shom Namaha, and go like this. And then if it's a dog, you can also do like this, and then Om Shom Namaha. 2 times you clap, and then you snap 2 times, and then you do Om Shom Namaha, Om Shom Namaha. Like that, you can do multiple times. This action also is like something like puts them in a hypnotized state. So they forget the thing that has offended them, scared them, abused them for that moment. So mind can heal itself, heal the wounds of the past. They don't have a technology to heal, no, consciously. So they do it subconsciously. We can do that. So we can help them do it. He started doing this. He is shivering. I think he is going to piss in his pants and I will have to lend him my clothes. And I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking this better work, or else I don't know what we're going to do. And his mom is going to come shouting at me. So we go in the garden. The dog is over there. Someone's had a leash on so it doesn't jump. And then Om Shom Namaha, Om Shom Namaha. In 6 or 7 times, I don't know what happened, but a shift happened. He suddenly himself walking towards him as if he is hypnotized and his fears have melted away. The dog who used to lick him, but then because after 2-3 experiences of this boy jumping and then becoming a catastrophic experience for the dog also, he never came to this boy. He felt the he would get kicked on the face or is not pleasant. So the dog will also be afraid. He went into this pattern of feeling fearful. Om Shom Namaha, like this, Om Shom Namaha. And now we don't have to hold the dog. He relaxes. He's no more running around, trying to go away, come to me. He's looking at him. So you know how these romantic movies, the actress and the actor who are the couple, they meet after many years and they're slowly recognizing and they're seeing, oh, you're the same person. Oh, we have the same feelings, emotions for each other still. And then they jump and then they get together. I saw that in my real life. I'm seeing they're first recognizing each other, then coming closer. And now it's a romantic get together. You can't recognize this boy. You can't understand what happened to him. What is he doing? Is he the same boy? And he's playing with that dog. I'm feeling jealous because he forgets me now. Now he's not playing with me. And now so he comes and he first meets the dog. Dog's name was Tejas. Tejas means the one with enthusiasm. Tejas. So you can, yeah, Andrea, excellent questions. You can ask questions later on. So this is the number 1 secret. Now I thought dogs are naturally loving, so it's easier to transform them. So radiant, yes, Tejas, radiant is better. Yeah, radiant is much better. Tejas is radiant. Yeah, that's a much better meaning. So dogs are naturally loving, right? What about cobras? So once dad says that, Krishna, this man is there. He's a snake communicator. So I said, Papa, this is amazing, no? Snake communicator is excellent. Very nice. Krishna, I am bringing him to our house. Papa, that's very nice also. Very nice. Krishna, he's bringing a cobra, 2 cobras from the jungle. He has just now picked up. Papa, that is very nice. But are you really sure? Is it safe? I am okay. I love. But what about the other people? Oh no, don't worry, we will take care of it. Devi is there. Come on, let's discover on how to communicate with cobras. I am in stress now, Papa. What is my father doing? What if something happens? What if his reputation goes away? What happens? And he is enthusiastic, and he is Tejas. He is radiating with enthusiasm. So these people come from Varanasi, and they are specialists. So one man is very thin, one man is extremely fat. One man eats about, Indian flatbreads, rotis, Indian flatbreads. It's like a tortilla. This man eats about 40 tortillas in one go. So he needs 80 tortillas in a day for his hunger to be good. And the other man, who is extremely skinny, he eats half a tortilla and he's full. So I'm seeing two extreme characteristics. And what I inferred was that maybe this man, the fat one, is the elder brother and he used to be like a bully for the younger one and get his food. So now it has just become a pattern and they grew up with it. And so now this one has lesser food and this one has more food. I don't know. I just felt like that. They weren't related. So now the time of revelation comes. So cobra, they pull out an actual cobra in a tiny bag. Now, before that, what happened? So they wanted me to hold this bag and transfer their luggage in a different place. So I'm doing that. Papa says, do seva of great saints and you will start becoming like them. If you do the seva, you gain their energy. You pick up their energy. And then and you pick up their energy. So I'm enthusiastic and I'm going and doing their seva, picking up their luggage, putting it there. Finally, it's time that they have to now open the gift. That's what they called it. Tofa laaye hai. Tofa unboxing, unboxing tutorials are there, unboxing videos of phones. Now this is unboxing video of cobra opening. I'm seeing that they're removing from the same bag which I picked up. So now I became a little bit panicked that, Papa, I picked up that bag, but they're unboxing from the same bag. This is not the gift I expected to be doing seva of, okay? Please, what if it would have attacked me? Papa says, Krishna, why you are worrying? Relax, totally relax. I relax. He says, what did I teach you? Om Shom Namaha, Om Shom Namaha, and do this. And for snakes, you don't do this, okay? For dogs, it works. For snakes, will get more aggravated because this is a loud sound, no? Snakes are very subtle, very subtle. So this is enough for snakes. For snakes, this is like eardrums, like someone is loud music, discotheque they're inviting and they dance and all. So like this and Om Shom Namaha, Om Shom Namaha. He opens and there's an actual cobra, a big cobra. And then Papa says, now sit here. I'm sitting and that man is removing, playing with the cobra. And so I'm getting a little bit more relaxed and not ready to yet put the cobra around my neck, but relaxed. So then he says, okay, Krishna, now close your eyes and keep saying Om Shom Namah, Om Shom Namah. I'm saying, getting dissolved. And I feel a cold sensation on my neck. This is an unusual cold sensation because it extends from here and there's a weight that extends all the way down and something's moving over. It's what to do? So what do we do? What do we do? Somewhere in my mind, it says there is the cobra, but then some part says, no, it's not. No, it's not, Krushna, because if it is, you're going to jump. And if you're going to jump, it'll frighten you and frighten the cobra. So Krushna, it's not the cobra. Papa says, keep saying the mantra, Om Shom Namah. He increases his intensity of saying the mantra. So I am not focused. Then suddenly I feel a soothing sensation. Suddenly I feel a drop in my anxiety. And as if I'm surrounded like a sweater. I'm in the cold when you have a sweater and you're feeling warm now, and your inner warmth is actually making the sweater warm and it's just radiating. So your inner warmth is the one that protects you, but the sweater just keeps it on. So the mantra kept that on and I felt an inner warmth. I felt that's okay. Life originated from the same principle. So that snake's alive and I'm alive. We're alive based on the same principle. We're not different, we're the same. We function and we're created by the same principle. Suddenly, And then not suddenly, slowly I open my eyes and I see that python like this in front of me. So from neck and like this, not python, the cobra, and like this totally opened its fangs, what you say, not fangs, but on the side. And I like, there's the concept of Lord Shiva, right? In India. For me, it's like, oh my God, Lord Shiva is in front of me. I'm young, Lord Shiva is in front of me. It's not scary. It's a divine experience. A snake opened completely in front of you. It can come and attack you. It's okay, but it won't. We are the same principle. We are one. All creation, all life, we're one. We came from the same principle. And that day onwards, it was ingrained like my identity. It more deeper than that. And when you do these experiments, you deeply connect with even furniture, even light, even insects, even soil, plants, all life. Everything is alive, and you deeply feel connected to it. You connect with the principle through which we exist. So I encourage you to do this. I encourage you to think of your intention most of the time. That will allow you to be focused in your mind, and that will allow, once you are focused, then your energy, your inner siddhis, different superpowers which are existing inside, they open up, and you can start working with that principle. So I love you and I'm with you. I wanted to give you my 1000%. And if you have questions, I'm more than willing to share with you anything that comes.
Krishna, thank you so much. I love your stories. And we learned so much from you. That is fascinating. Not only a fascinating story, but now we have techniques for our own use. Speaking of animals, here's my grand puppy. Lisa, are you available?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa Lowe is co-hosting with us today. And she rescues animals, and she has some wonderful stories. And Lisa, I was wondering if you would tell us a little bit about you, and then can you introduce our next guest, because I see them.
I don't see the next guest, but okay. Well, about myself, is probably about 12 years ago. I was actually on Facebook, and I was new to Facebook, and I saw a lot of animals needing help, and everyone saying, please, someone do something. And it was about a month into it, I kept seeing posts over and over, and it just touched my heart, and I felt really upset seeing a lot of animals in need. And then I was one of them that said, someone do something, help, do this or do that, or, we got to save some. And then someone said, why don't you do it? And then I thought, yeah, why don't I? So I went down to that shelter that this dog needed help. And I asked if I could, adopt this dog, rescue this dog. And at the time I was not a rescue, so they wouldn't give me the dog. And I said, well, I'm not going to leave until I make sure that this dog is okay. So they told me a rescue's coming. I said, okay. So, and then I thought, well, I'm not leaving until I take some dogs. So I walked around the shelter looking, and it was just like, oh my goodness. And I thought, well, I'm in an apartment, I can take 2 dogs. And in fact, I still have them here with me. Let me, and they said these dogs were no good, that I shouldn't take them. They have problems. They have spine problems. One had he was walking like this, totally crooked, and he couldn't, hardly move. But I said, perfect, I'll take him. And I took another one that had back leg problems. She could barely walk. And I'll take that one too. Let me go grab one of those.
While Lisa is grabbing her dog, can we take the opportunity to give Krishna love for that wonderful story that he gave us? Can we just...
Love you, Krishna. So this is one of them I grabbed 12 years ago, Sophie. Oh,
You're getting love
Sorry.
too. Hi, Sophie.
So Sophie is one of them. Her and Spartacus, I called him Spartacus because at the time, you know, he had the real severe spine problem, and I thought I'll give him a strong name. So so that started me on my journey. And after that, I kind of just, you know, went nonstop, and then became a rescue, and I transported, I cared, I medically cared for them, and thousands of dogs. And then I, you know, rescued miniature horses, and then anything I saw on the street, you know, that needed help, I just helped. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how to communicate with animals. Not, you know, I didn't enforce what I wanted on them. I gave them time to decompress and adjust, and fed them only fresh foods. And, you know, it's not only just physical health, but it's the mental, emotional trauma, because they don't know where they're at. They don't know who you are or any of these people. They don't know what these people are going to do to them. And sometimes it broke my heart. I had one dog that just cried as soon as I picked him up. He just had this deep, like, mourning in his chest. And I want to cry when I think about it, because I can picture him in my mind, and he's just missed his family, and I knew that. And so all I could do is hug him and give him love and say, no matter what, we can't find your family, you'll be okay. And we'll make sure you're okay, don't worry. So I think it's really important to, if you think they don't understand you, is to say your feeling in your mind and out loud, your words, and attach the emotion to it, and they will get it. They will feel. They will sense what's going on and pick up whether you're okay, you know. And you can put the visual image in your mind, the picture image, and they'll pick up that picture image. I did have a very, 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 very ill dog. This one, I was only supposed to watch him. This is Chocolate. I was supposed to watch him for 2 days only. And then fly him out to a rescue back east. And he started having diarrhea, and you know, the rescue wanted me to send him to the vet. So they did. They said, oh, you know, he just had a little stomach bug, but it didn't go away. And they, after a week or so, a test result came back, and it showed he had distemper. So, and I had like 15 dogs at my house already, so exposed them to distemper too. But I treated them immediately with herbs, and I gave them, believe it or not, I gave them Vibrant Detox to avoid getting distemper. And so he had a rough time. They wanted him to go to different vets. So you know, it was their dog, that's fine, we did that. But I gave him herbs. I did a private consult with Dr. Naram, and give me Timmy. And he sent me some herbs. This is one of them he sent, Swas Mantra. So in order to get the heat down, and a few other herbs. And, you know, the dog was on the steps, the stages of distemper. So then he was on the next stage with pneumonia. And it, you know, kind of got a bit bad, and it was a bit unnerving because he had already been sick for 4 weeks. And this whole shelter came down with distemper, and 99% of them they put down. Rescues got them. It was a hard case. 2 survived, probably out of hundreds, and he was one of them. But I didn't give up. So when his pneumonia got too bad, the rescue wanted him to go into a specialty vet place, and just to get some oxygen and maybe help him, boost him for a day or so. I said, okay. So I took him in there. I went every day, visit him for 6 hours, because I knew when I saw it, the little cage and the little zone he was in, I didn't feel good about it. But when I saw him, I came with a happy face, with a cheery, you know, side about me, and I gave him massage. I did marmas. I did a point on him here. Almost every marma that's in Dr. Naram's book, you can do on the dogs. So I would do the white frame on him and visualize, you know, you're going to be better. So while he was in there, though, he did decline. They gave him, I had all the herbs, and I knew they weren't giving him the herbs. I said, you have to give him this. You can give him the meds, but give him all the herbs. And I watched, and I didn't see that they were doing it right. He ended up in 1 week losing half his body weight, and he couldn't stand by the end of the week. His distemper went to his brain, and he was wobbling and very thin. And they told the rescue that we should put him down. And I called her and I said, I will take this dog home. If he's meant to die, he'll die at my house. And, you know, but I'm taking him home. He's going to be with me. And they wouldn't release him for 2 more days. And in the meantime, I made a dream board. And in the dream board, I put it in a glass frame. I had pictures of dogs running and playing in the sun, all kinds of fun, happy pictures. So I went there. I didn't care. You know, they couldn't kick me out. I said, I'm sitting next to him with his oxygen, and I'm telling him about, you know, what he's going to be doing soon. Don't worry, this will be over. You're going to be like these dogs playing. And I just kept sending him my image of him instead of sending him, oh, you know, my gosh, he's probably going to die. Oh, you know, poor dog. Oh, poor this. I said, no, I see you playing. We're going to have fun. I can picture us going on long walks in the mountains. And so I kept the energy at that. And I took him home. I was nervous, but I stuck back on the herbs, back on the diet. He did have some mung bean soup. I added that in. And then I added in at the very end, a lot of vitamin C, along with I upped the herbal dose. And I actually, at the very end, had to make a decision whether to stay with him or go receive my diploma with Dr. Naram in Berlin, because it came up to our last class. And I was on the very, very last day. And I thought, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Like, I had tried for a week. This was like 2 weeks I had him home, and it looked like maybe he's going to survive, but there was just something not pushing him over the edge yet. So on a random note, I talked to Dr. Clint too. I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it. You know, I can't find anyone to watch him. He needs 24-hour care, and it's a lot of work. I tried vet tech students. I tried everyone, and I couldn't find anyone to take care of him. And on a whim, on a phone number, someone months ago gave to me. I found it in my car, sitting there, just kind of meditating. I had to get out away from all the dogs and just think, what am I going to do? And then I looked down, and the number was there. And so I randomly called this vet about an hour from me. And it's just a husband and wife team. I told him the situation, and he's very much supportive of alternative methods. He said, I'll do the herbs, and we'll add some IV vitamin C. And he said, get him off those other antibiotics. I said, I know, I didn't want them, but the rescue was saying, he goes, I'll talk to the rescue. You know, he made that phone call. He said, let's do something else, because we need to kick the rest of the virus out. So he ended up going there. It was the next day, perfect timing. I ran to the plane and got to go to Berlin, and I checked up on him. I left his dream board there for him in his kennel there. And he did all the protocol. He added even more herbs and more fresh food, and then he added IV vitamin C. So that helped him go over the edge of knocking the virus out. So I appreciate some of the medical aspects that I was able to get, because the first medical, which cost like $10,000, that specialty vet, you know, made him decline. So this particular veterinarian understood this virus better, and understood the medicine better, that some of the medicine he was getting was helping it go into his brain. So when I got back a week later, he was a different dog. He was thankful for the herbs. He learned a lot, because I sat with him and went over all Dr. Naram's herbs and massage points and marma points. And his wife took care of him mainly, and he was a completely different dog. So this dog was like sick for 3 months, really, really bad. And I still have him now. And of course, he gained his weight back, you know, and the thing is, he had trauma. As a puppy, he was adopted from this shelter. And 2 years later, the owner took him back to the same shelter and left him there. And I'm sure he had all his, you know, shots that they require. But I think it was it might have been a vaccine-induced distemper. I don't know. Sometimes it could be a bad batch or they didn't refrigerate, but all the dogs got it at this particular shelter. But, you know, he had emotional trauma. He didn't know where he was and, you know, who are these people? And so, you know, that affects emotions, as Krushna was saying, affects greatly how they heal. So, you know, you create an environment for them, even though you might be worried and stressed out, you stop that. You know, you do your own marmas, you do it to yourself, do the white frame and, you know, visualize the dog healing. If that's what the dog wants, he seemed like he wanted to live. So he's fighting to live. And I said, I'm not taking no for an answer. We're going to be running and playing. And that's what we do now. It's like 2 years ago. So it's been hard. He's still up for adoption, but it's hard to let him go. But I have money. I have Yoshi. They said he's 7 years old. He had every part of his hip broken. And he was very feral, but as you can see he's a little nervous, but I picked him up. And Sydney here, he had distemper. I got rid of the distemper. Maggie, she was paralyzed. She can walk now. Timmy, come here, Timmy. Stop, no kisses.
Lisa, when
this
you
is Timmy.
When you give the mung bean soup, do you change the recipe at all, or do you make it the same way?
No, I make it the same way. I find the garlic good for them. Actually, the garlic helps get rid of a lot of problems in dogs, and then you just stop. So you could have 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks with the herbs, chocolate, stop, the herbs, and then you can give them a week off from that. So what I do is about 2 weeks of mung beans, the regular recipe, and then 2 weeks just more plain and just with salt and pepper in it. And then what you could do is you make the recipe, make it a bit thicker, and you can use a dehydrator or a pan, and you make little dollops like cookies, and you can bake it so it dehydrates a little bit. And I just give them as cookie snacks, and also they eat it as food. So I have, like, she loves it. This Maggie, she's a mung bean soup freak. So she loves it. And it's for one, it's I know they're getting a balanced food. I don't do rice. I did rice a couple years ago, but the rice is just really hard on their teeth. That's what I found. So I've experimented with all kinds of different foods. They do eat vegetables as snacks, even raw. You know, they love broccoli stems, so I just hand them the whole stem raw, and they love asparagus raw. They love carrots raw, blueberries, strawberries. They all eat a wide variety of food. And I just found real food is better. You know, kibble is a very, very processed food, and a lot of kibble has things in it that you don't really want to know. I mean, if you wouldn't eat it, don't feed it to your dog. So they also get some fasting days. Sometimes I do an intermittent type fasting where they just have one meal later in the day, and I will give them some, like one dog likes a light ginger tea, so I give her ginger tea. So, you know, and sometimes I hide some of the herbs inside, but every other month I give them 4 days of vibrant detox. So they all get some vibrant detox pills wrapped up in a little bit of food. And, you know, they really don't go diarrhea at all, actually. I had a large dog, and I would give him 4. He was about 40 pounds, 4 vibrant detox, and he never had diarrhea. So he just went a little bit more. But I think it's important that just like we, as Krushna said, I mean, they are like us. So you have to not think of, oh, it's just an animal. No, they are made up of the same components, and they have the same processes. They have blood, you know, they have the stomach, they have the same similar makeup. So they have to be able to detox in their own way and get nutrition the same way. So it's important, you know, it's important. And you could do all the marmas. The marmas, especially for a dog or a cat that's upset, you know, you could do the one above the lip. I do the finger one, the tip of the finger on their paw. I press it. And then you can even do the other one down below on their paw, their right paw down below. I can't do it because I'm holding the phone. And ask them what they want. You can ask the dog what they want, and you can ask your cat what is it you want, and you'll pick it up, you'll feel it, and then you just supply their needs, or your intuition will tell you, and you make your adjustment.
Lisa, your wisdom is so amazing. Wow, thank you for
I have
sharing.
one more question for Lisa.
Yeah, okay.
So Lisa, in the book, the paste that you make into a tea that Dr. Clint's mom likes to make for him, I call it the immune paste because I never get it to the tea form.
Right.
And now I was just desperate. My favorite little goat was coughing his little brains out, and it was just getting worse. And just because I didn't know what to do, I gave him some immune paste and one dose, and it was gone. And then my dogs, I had taken some ticks off of them, and they were acting like they had Lyme disease, and I scheduled a vet appointment, but then I gave them some of the paste and one dose again, and they were totally fine, and I canceled the vet appointment. And I have to tell you, I have a farm, and I luckily use, homeopathy and the Ayurvedics any chance I can with the animals, because I wouldn't have a farm if I called a vet all the times that these things worked. But my question to you is, have you tried to use the paste on your animals yet? Have you done that?
I have not used the paste because I kind of make my own paste with all, I use the basic, ginger, cinnamon. If they have an upset stomach, I use a little bit of ginger, sometimes with a little bit of turmeric and cinnamon. And I put a little coconut oil, just a little bit, or ghee, just put it in their cheek. And then the stomach problem's gone. I rub ghee on their bellies, and you can rub it on their pads or their feet. And, sometimes, you just have to observe them. Sometimes the illness, or they don't feel well, they could be bored. They need to get out of the house, or, an affliction can happen. But, you check all the emotional levels too, make sure the basics, check their gums, or how's their pooping, are they peeing, check their skin, pinch their skin, see if they're hydrated enough. If they don't feel like drinking, sometimes you just syringe water, put a syringe to the side of their mouth, give them some water, and they'll go, oh, that'll perk them up, and then they'll want to eat. Or what I do is get a little bit of water and just a little bit of ginger powder, and I mix it up and then syringe it in the side of their mouth. And that usually just perks them up right away. And then they feel better. They need a little fire in their belly. But it's good to give their body a rest too from eating, so their liver and their kidneys could kind of flush out. And ginger is amazing to do a gentle cleanse with on animals. So, I had a cat that had a urinary tract infection, and actually I just used ginger and a little bit of dandelion I happen to have here, and it worked quite well. But I just don't take no for an answer. Out of what I've learned going to so many vets is that each vet has its own, obviously, consciousness on their view on how an animal should live, and their whole training, and then their own personal consciousness about it. And I can observe it in that moment, and that's fine. And then I just will say, no, I'm going to try. What more can we do? And I'll kind of push them to help me help them. And then I'll take it to a different level and do the alternative along with any medical that I might need. Obviously broken bones, I like a medical assistance. But I just don't take no for answer, because I learned that if they're eating or drinking, or if they're still breathing, there's hope. So Dr. Naram taught me that too. And I just don't think, oh no, dread, they're going to die. No, there's a way, you have to just map out the way, figure out the way, and don't give up. So yeah, that's just what I've learned.
I think I can see our next guest, even though you can't, Lisa.
Yeah, I can't.
And I think that our next guest might be able to fill us with a little bit even more hope. You've topped off the well, but let's see if we can have a cherry on top of that.
Yes, yes, please.
So do you want to introduce our guest? Do you know who they are, even though you can't
no,
see?
I can't see on here.
Okay.
So please do.
I see Vinay. I see Vinay here from India. And I'm wondering, Vinay, if you can unmute and share with us any insights to help us understand chapter 12 and be able to feel the confidence to apply these things, whether it's a little iguana or a bird or all the, to have the bravery. I experimented on my animals and then my child, and now I apply the things to my patients. I progressed in that way. But please, Vinay, share with us.
Can I speak for just a moment first?
Please.
I want to actually give you all, for those who don't know Dr. Vinay.
Oh, that's because we've been in 100 days, we know, but thank you.
Right, but there may be some people who don't know this amazing man who traveled with Dr. Naram everywhere he went for 23 years. And when he wasn't with Dr. Naram, he was waiting by the phone because Dr. Naram would reach out to him for maybe a particular formula that he needed, or maybe a particular bit of information that he needed. And so Vinay barely got any sleep because, Dr. Naram was never sleeping. So Vinay did not have a chance to sleep too much either because he was responding to these emergency calls all the time. And so Vinay, we honor you and we love you, and we are so blessed that you are here today to share your experiences that you gained along the way for so many years with Dr. Naram. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me, all the lovely people. And I'm really thankful to Lisa. Hi, Lisa. If you remember, we met 2-3 times during our tour with Dr. Naram. And really, I really want to appreciate the effort she's taking. And she's always rocking. Whenever she comes on the tour to meet Dr. Naram, she always with all the friends. And it's really we love to see that in her passion and her love for the animals, especially dogs and everything. I really want to thanks to Krushna, my little brother. The way he has experience and he shared about his journey to love all the animals. And definitely Dr. Ram always love to do these experiments and to create new things. Like Krishna has said that. And first of all, according to Siddhaveda and Dr. Naram, dogs are the vehicle of the Lord Bhairava since ancient times. So master of the Dr. Naram, he said that we have to take care of the dogs. That's why Dr. Naram had so many animal shelters in India as well as in Nepal, and wherever he goes, he takes care of the dogs, because his master said that we have to take care of the dogs. It's a Lord Bhairava. We can see in the Google. Yeah. So, and in fact, Dr. Naram also have the many dogs in his home. When first time I met Dr. Naram at his place in the Borivali, one of the part of the Bombay, I saw that 2 Alsatian dogs over there, and they were so tall. And on to my surprise, they used to have this mung soup and all the Ayurvedic recipes, not the non-veg. Dr. Ram always believes that, okay, we have to give them the vegetarian food. And to my surprise, whenever I saw the few of my friends, they also used to give the carrots, tomatoes, and to the dogs. I asked them also, why tomatoes? So they also said they need some supplement of the vitamin C. So either you can give the supplements, vitamin C, or you can give the tomatoes. So when I met Dr. Naram, I asked the same thing. Can we give the tomatoes? He said no. Instead of that thing, we can give like sandikel. We give the sandiyo. And thank you, Lisa, for bringing this beautiful point about giving the garlic and the onion, because basically onion and garlic takes care of the vata, and this indigestion, constipation, and the joints problem and problems related to bone. It's because of the vata in our body. So this will help to take care of the reduce the vata. And as Lisa said rightly, to rub the ghee on the belly and everywhere. It also nourishes the bones, the stomach part to reduce the vata. So my journey with the doctor to these things, because I'm also having the same situation. Like I have the very fear about cobra and the python. And when I had a first experience when Krushna knows about these things, we had this, the people who came from the Banaras. We have this Ayush Shakti Health Center, and in that we have the Wisdom Hall. And where they came, and Dr. Ram just called me downstairs. I was with the patient, and Dr. Ram called me, come quickly, because he was aware of that. I am having this fear of the snake and the python and everything. And he said, okay, just stay here. And the mantra what Krishna shared, he said, just chant the mantra, do the marma, and just stay there. I said, fine. And to my surprise, I had the same feeling like Krishna had on the neck, that cold and everything. And I started in many thoughts in my mind, and I said, oh my God, something is moving there. But slowly, I feel like that mantra really works. And you get, the moment you get relaxed, calm, the python or the cobra, they also feel calm, because they feel always in the animals or in the human beings, the touch, what Krishna has said to hold the hand, it really works as a miracle. The moment you relax and calm, and when you check the pulse, that's why Dr. always makes a patient relax while checking the pulse. He always used to say me, just observe me how I do these things. So while holding the hand, Dr. used to press here in the hand like this, and he gently take the hand in his hand while checking the pulse. The opposite person becomes calm and relaxed. The most important part is that not that what we understand to opposite person, it is important that what that opposite person understand that we understand them. As Lisa said rightly, that she never believes in the answer no, and she work out the possibility. And that is one of the golden tip Dr. gave me in my life. And today also I'm practicing the same thing, that work out the possibilities, not stick with the problems. So so it is important that you make the opposite person relax and calm by making yourself relax and calm. That is more important. I just want to add one thing about Krishna. If he's there on the call, I really want to have with me on the call. When exactly this thing has happened about the crocodile part, but there was one communication with between Krishna and the Dr. Naram. And Dr. Naram always used to share in his seminar, educational seminar. While crying, Krishna was asking, Papa, what you are doing? So Dr. Naram has replied that I am just telling, by doing the marma and checking the pulse, I am telling crocodile, I love you. And and Krishna said, Papa, I understand you are saying him that I love you, but what about the crocodile? Does he understand you? That communication was, I'm sorry, I'm not able to explain in that way. The way Dr. Ram used to say that, then Krishna said, Papa, it is okay that you love him and he understands, But important is that he should say love you, and he understand you love him. Because I trust you, but I cannot trust crocodile. So that was the best part of the doctor, that he always used to understand the opposite person, whoever comes in contact with him, whether it's a human being, whether it's an animal. That also gave the motivate and inspiration to Dr. Juani. We have that part in the chapter 12, that he was so inspired and he treat bees, honey bees, with the help of the Acacia, Sucacia tablet. He mixed with the honey and he used to give to the honey, because he saw that honeybees, the queen of the honeybee, she doesn't have the hair. And that's why there was some agitation and some situation with the among the honeybees, sorry. So Dr. Juani, with the help of the Dr. Naram's insights and everything, and he started give that Acacia, Sucacia tablets mixed with the honey and to honeybees. And slowly, the queen got a hair and all the honeybees got started. So important is, as Lisa said rightly and Krishna said rightly, it is important that we understand the person who comes in front of us, and with the help of the marma, and make them relax. It is important that opposite person also understand and they get the point that we understand them very rightly. So it's a honor for me. And even in the Nepal, whenever Dr. Nam used to go, he used to visit a monkey temple, because monkeys are the like worship to the Lord Hanuman. He always used to go and visit the monkey temple, offer the chickpeas to them, check their pulse, because the priest of that monkey temple, he always observe the monkeys, and those who have the situation with the monkey, they keep the notes with him. And whenever Dr. Nam visits over there, he tells Dr. Nam, okay, this monkey has situation, this monkey has a situations. So the Krishna, what he shared about the dolphins, that some or other reasons that dolphins were not ready to come out. And the organizer, the head trainer, he was so surprised, and he was, because show was about to start, and he said, if dolphin will not come out, everybody will come and beat me and hit me. Why it's not happening? So he knows about Dr. Naram. So he requested Dr. Naram. And at that time, Krishna was there. And then Dr. Naram has done this marma, and Krishna also joined him, and they do the marma, and dolphin came out. Important is that to know what exactly, and Lisa said very rightly, and Krishna said, what you want. This is the key point to understand and to get a success in our life, what you want. When we ask to the people, we should understand that part. And definitely this point, marma points, index finger, this point, this point, this point really helps a lot. And this really helped me to change my life. Because sometimes at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night, still Dr. Am is so calm and relaxed with the patient. Sometimes I said, oh sir, we have to complete this part. Because after completing the clinic day, he used to have the phone calls to attend from all over the world. So my job is to complete the clinic day as far as possible. But Dr. Am is so relaxed and everything. So I used to get agitated. Then one day he made me sit, and he just took my hand in his hand, and he said, okay, listen to me. Important is that people coming here to bring out their vomit to us. It's not that we are here to heal. I'm sorry, because of some noise. Yeah, so important is that when people are coming here to remove their vomit, our job and God has helped us, and they have appointed us to understand and to help them to remove the vomit. Let them do their woman, all the toxins in terms of the fear, depression, anxiety. So many things are there happening in their life. So we are chosen one by the Almighty God that we should help them to remove all the toxins from their body. So that's why, and for Dr. M taught me one more important thing, that customer is always king, whether it's external customer or internal customer. They are the king and we have to worship our king. That principle I remember in my life, and after that thing, whenever he used to take time, I always relax. So these insights and everything, and believe me, the moment you understand the animal, because I just want to add one more thing about Dr. M has visited Mauritius, and he had a communication with the white lion, white tiger, lion, panther, and everything. So even in the elephant, and he used to tell us that different animal has a different place for the pulse. Like any elephant has a pulse in his left hand side leg, whereas dog has a on the right hand side. Crocodile has on his back, like this. We can see the picture in the book. Thanks to Andrea, she brought one of the point that were in the page number. So to know that pulse area and to check and to communicate with the animal, and animals are the God gifted. If we deal with them in a better way, they are the best friend of the animal. Those who are the dogs with him. Even I can say the example of the Milo. The Milo, the how he helped Dr. Clint when Dr. Clint was totally depressed and he was in the thoughts, okay, what will be the next? When Dr. Naram, I don't consider him that he has left the body, because I and Krushna strongly believe he is always with us and he will. But during his journey, he was just walking, and the moment he saw the Milo, now the animal really, when we are these things, animal always believes and they understand our feelings. And the best example is a Milo. And those who have the animals in terms of the pet, dogs or cat, whenever you're sitting quietly and if you're not moving yourself, they comes near to you, they hugs you, they touch you. Dr. Nam always used to say, how have you come to know that animal understands you? So when dog comes to you and when they just move their tail, you have to understand, okay, they understand you and they are relaxed with you. Snake, cobra, python, how they will understand you? The moment they come out with the tongue comes out frequently, at that time, if they are not moving and they are relaxed, at that time you understand, okay, they understand you that you are not going to harm them. So like this different. Elephant, the moment elephant just bring the trunks on the upper side, you have to understand, okay, he understands, elephant understands you and he loves you. So differ, honestly, in my journey of the 23 years with the Dr. Ram, he gave me so much of insights, so much of understanding that now to go with anywhere in these things and to see the dog and to be with the python or the cobra, he really made my life that there is no fear. It's just inside our heart or in our brain that we think that, okay, it's a fear by seeing the animal. But honestly, animals in terms of the pet, like a dog, cat, parrot, ducks, anywhere, those who are the friends, They really loves you and they are the best friend of the human being. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I have no words to say because so much of things are there in my life. Dr. Ram has filled me with all the insights and his love. And I'm very grateful for to have the Dr. Smita Naramji and the Krishna, my little brother in my life. And I always see the Dr. Ram in Krishna, always. I feel like that he is there in terms of the Krishna. So thank you very much, my family. And especially, I just want to take a liberty to just announce one thing, that we really want to give all our love and affection to Miss Rochelle, because she just completed her birthday on the 3rd of August. We love you and we are with you, Rochelle.
We love you and we are with you.
Thank you so much, so much. We are so blessed by the wisdom that we have before us right here. Dr. Vinay and Krushna, oh my gosh.
So much love.
Thank you so much for being here today. We are so blessed. Thank you. Mwah. And back to you, dear.
Did we save time to be able to speak with Miriam and to see her video, Rochelle? Shall I check with her?
Miriam is not on the call. I don't believe she's on the call. We could watch her video if you're feeling inclined to do that. It's too bad if we miss it, but it's also, we've had such richness in our call today. It is amazing what we've had going on today. So yeah, if you're inspired to, we could ask Cornelia to put it on for us.
Yes, if we have enough time for that, and then to do our a song, you know, at the end together, that would be awesome. Vinay, I feel your love so much in Krishna, that seeing the two of you on the screen right now, like my heart is so full. And I just want to send you love back because you're filling my heart so much. And maybe we can do one more little one. Can we do another one for Vinay and Krishna together on the screen here, just loving you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you.
And also include this love to Dr. Giovanni, who isn't feeling well today. So we're sending him love as well. Yes, add some love for Dr. Giovanni as well as Vinay and Krishna. Thank you so much.
And let's throw some in there for Dr. Clint too. We're taking the journey and sharing with us all the love from Denise, and also we're just gonna love, 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 love. Thank you so much. So if we can have that video so we can learn a little more about the book, I'd love to be read to. And and Miriam's voice, oh, it's so
nice. Namaskar, friends and families joining from all around the world. The divinity, that spark of light in me, loves and bows down to the divinity, that spark of light within you. So let's explore chapter 12 of the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. This chapter is about choices, deeper healing, and animals. An unknown author says, those who teach us the most about love aren't always human. As we explore this chapter together, I encourage you to reflect on this question. What wisdom do you feel we can learn from animals, insects, and/or plants? So here are the highlights of chapter 12. Dr. Giovanni shares how he uses Siddha Veda to help those with severe anxiety and depression. We learn of the Mama Shakti, or subtle energy point, for boosting the immune system. We hear the story of Paula's dog who heals from osteoporosis by following the prescribed treatment from Dr. Naram. Dr. Giovanni helps bees heal from a parasite using remedies from Siddha Veda. We learn more about the healing journey of Dr. Clint's father. Dr. Naram uses the ancient secrets to heal animals such as tigers and crocodiles. In this chapter, we learn about how and why Dr. Giovanni came to work for Dr. Naram. Dr. Giovanni has a medical degree from the University of Bologna, the oldest medical school in Europe. Dr. Clint shares, I wanted to know what drew a brilliant medical doctor like him to study an ancient Indian form of treatment for more than 17 years. Dr. Giovanni shares the solutions allopathic medicine offered left him unsatisfied and wanting more, so he started searching for alternative medicines and treatments. So, what does allopathic mean? It's a good question. Allopathy or allopathic medicine is another name for Western modern medicine, says Dr. Giovanni. Dr. Giovanni shares, when I began studying with Dr. Naram, I used both Western medicine and Siddha Veda together. I conducted my own research with the support of a professor from my medical school on the use of these ancient methods for cases of extreme anxiety and depression. After a few years of studying with Dr. Naram and seeing amazing results, I started using this ancient science exclusively with all my patients. Dr. Clint asks, how do you feel it affected your medical practice? And Dr. Giovanni says, for one thing, I never need to prescribe antibiotics or anti-inflammatory drugs anymore. I see the same cases that any family practice doctor sees, and I am still able to use only the deeper healing secrets that I learned from Dr. Naram. The results I get are very, very powerful. People bring their animals too, and the secrets Dr. Naram taught me also work for them. Dr. Clint asks, do you think there's any possibility there could be a placebo effect? That because people strongly believe the diet and remedies will work, they suddenly feel better? Dr. Giovanni says, good question, Clint. First, look at Rabat, who was in a coma and got better. How could that have been placebo? Then look at how Dr. Naram also helps animals. I've seen him treat many animals, including tigers, elephants, dogs, horses, owls, kangaroos, crocodiles, and cats. Do animals believe they will get better? Yet the ancient methods heal them too. Dr. Clint shares, earlier in the day, I was surprised when a 64-year-old woman named Paula arrived with her 2 dogs. She was very emotional as she told me that years ago, one of her dogs, a black Labrador, was sick and in so much pain that he couldn't walk. She shares that while she was jogging that morning, she found out from a friend that Dr. Naram was in Italy. So Paula promptly went home, loaded her dog in the car, and drove across the country to meet him. I was desperate, said Paula. She shares, Dr. Naram took his pulse and told me exactly what was wrong. My dog was full of also known as toxins, and had osteoporosis. I did everything Dr. Naram told me to. I gave him the special herbal formulas and restricted diet, and after only 1 week, he jumped out of the car again. He jumped. He didn't limp anymore, and for 3 more years, he was perfect. Dr. Clint also shares that Dr. Giovanni went on to tell him another story about a friend of his who was a beekeeper. So Dr. Giovanni says a destructive parasite infected her bees with a virus, and they stopped producing honey and started dying. To kill the parasites, other beekeepers chose to expose the bees to poisonous fumes, which unfortunately also killed a lot of bees. Those that survived were full of chemicals that impacted the quality of their honey. Because they ate the honey and also planned to sell it, the woman and her family wanted to choose a non-chemical solution. Dr. Giovanni asks, how do you catch the pulse of bees without getting stung? He says, I went to see the bees and at first had no clue how to help them. I did some research and learned that this kind of infection makes the bees weak. They don't fly, and some lose all their body hair. Healthy bees start fighting with the sick bees as they don't recognize them as their own. This gave me an idea. Dr. Giovanni remembered a story of Dr. Naram growing his own hair back. He also discovered which herbs boost immunity. Dr. Giovanni and the beekeeper crushed some of Dr. Naram's herbal tablets designed to boost immunity and grow hair, mixed them with a powerful home remedy that included honey, and fed it to the bees. In a short time later, Dr. Giovanni got a call from the beekeeper. And this is what they said. The bees are growing their hair back and they look stronger, healthier. Slowly, the production of bees increased and they were producing an abundance of honey. To honor the moment and the special honey the bees made, they called it Ancient Secrets honey. Dr. Clint shares the beekeeper believed the non-chemical honey reflected the properties of immunity and stamina from the herbal remedies they gave the bees. Dr. Naram shares, believe it or not, these ancient healing secrets work on human beings, animals, and also plants. The same principles apply. Dr. Giovanni shares what inspires people to choose to change their habits, their life, so they can experience deeper healing. Well, at first, they need to have confidence in the healer to follow their advice long enough to feel the difference. After they begin to see results, they continue for a long time and share it with others. This choice of deeper healing is profound. For most, it requires a lasting change in perspective, which is often hard to do. Dr. Clint asks, what advice do you give to others who want to learn this method of ancient healing? Dr. Giovanni says, it is a constant process, Clint. You need an open heart and mind. If you simply want to learn things that can help you, that is very possible. Anyone on this planet can learn ancient secrets that will change their life if they commit to diligently follow them. But to become a healer requires inner development, not just technical knowledge. Dr. Giovanni shares, Dr. Naram says, to be a true healer is not just about knowing, but about doing, and most importantly, about your being. When you work with animals too, they can especially feel your being. To achieve that state of being a master healer, you must dedicate your life. Dr. Clint shares, by now I had met so many people and animals whose lives were changed due to Dr. Naram and his work. I reflected on how I was changing too. My state of being was shifting into a more grounded, peaceful place inside me. I didn't know how or why, but I was feeling better about myself and life in general. My questions were changing from, does this work, to how does this work? And from, how can anyone believe this stuff, to why don't more people know this exists? So I bring you back to that first question. What wisdom do you feel we can learn from animals, insects, and or plants? What old habits are you addicted to which are likely holding you back from what you want most? I just would like to say a huge, huge thank you to my family, to my friends, to my teachers, to the Siddhaveda lineage, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to learn the ancient secrets, to share the highlights of the ancient secrets of a master healer. I apologize for the typos today. I'm human and I'm trying my best. I love you. I love, love, love you. And I'm with you. Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar.
That was wonderful. Please feel free to share in the chat a takeaway from today, or if in some way how an animal, helping animals and plants might inspire you, or if there's an addiction that you have that you feel might be relieved, answering those questions. I think we're at the end of our program for today, though. Is there some announcements that we want to share before we spend some time in music and in spotlighting so that we can see each other's faces? Is there some announcements that I might have missed? I know happy birthday, Heidi and Linda. I wrote that, but I don't know if everyone got to see that. And if anybody else has any pressing announcements, if not, Cornelia, maybe we can go to our song. Our song today should inspire you to want to move. I was inspired to do this song because it's my cockatoo's favorite song. And if I was at home, I would have them with us because they start to move as soon as they hear this song. So you might feel inspired to do that too. So if you want to make room with your computer and make room with your chair and you want to get up for our last song and move around, please feel free. And please put your video on so that we can see your face and say hi, like as if we're in your living room. But feel free to share in the chat also.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
You know, we just learned today from Panditji, that when you clap like this with your hands open, it stimulates all your hormones. So it must be a type of a marma.
It is.
So we just stimulated our hormones and our vibrancy through dancing. Thank you.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, excellent. Go ahead, Anne, if you want to bring forward just the most beautiful clothes, we would love that. And thank you.
I've lost.
Rochelle, you're muted.
There we go. You came back.
Oh, it might be that my bandwidth is so low. Let me turn.
There was just a little moment that we lost.
Yes, thank you, Anne, so much for hosting. The main host.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Anne, go ahead and say some closing words. We love, love, love all that has happened today. It's been so beautiful. Our co-hosts, Lisa and Anne, and our special guests, Krushna and Vinay. What a blessing we have had today. Thank you so much, everyone. Anne, back to you, sweetheart.
Well, you know, my very, very, very favorite part of our calls, and has been from day one, is when we get to see each other and say, I love you and I'm with you. I mean, I love everything else too, but there's just something about that. I love you and I'm with you. And it just carries through the day. And just to know that we're held by each other, just to be reminded that, you know, that we've got each other. So please, everyone, when it's at this time, please unmute and share your love with all of us.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Love you
and I'm with you.
Love you.
Love you. Love you, Harvey. Love you, Richard. Love you, Ronnie. Love you, Krushna. Vinay. Love you, Mr. Francis. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you, Deborah. Love you, Chris. Love you, Erika. Love you, Denise. Love you, Jennifer. Love you, Michael. Love you, Cecily. Love you, Mila. Love you, Susan. Love you, Love you, love you, Danny. Love you, Jill.
I hear Andrea. I love you.
Love you, Jill. Love you, Claire.
Oh my gosh.